All right, let's do this track walk. We're gonna start from 12th on the grid. We're gonna do a quick walk around the track, spend a few minutes, and I'll show you guys what some of the key obstacles are on the track. Obviously, if you've never been to OCRC, it's a pretty long track. It's gotta be every bit of 125 or 130 feet. I don't know exactly. But they've shortened the straightaway for the stock nationals because obviously a stock car doesn't really need 130 feet of straightaway, so they shortened it up right here. There's a couple of bumps right here, and if the car gets unsettled, I'm sure that at some point, if you're watching live RC, you'll see some of these guys end up cartwheeling right off the straightaway, but you really want to stay tight. I've seen a lot of drivers make the mistake of kind of coming out wide to try and arc into this corner, and that's never the answer. Over and over in practice, you see the guy that kind of rolls up here nice and tight and kind of hugs this little curb right here, tends to be the one to do the best into the next corner, which is another tricky corner. So you come from right here, and in a perfect world, it'd probably be a straight shot, but it really isn't because you want to get the car arced out a little bit just so that you can get the car kind of rounding this corner as it falls off this off camber, and the car gets a little drifty, so you have to be careful. From here on out, right around here for me, it's pretty much full throttle, full steering all the way to the next jump, so we'll head on over there. Here's not super hard. It's not rocket science right here. You want to keep the car arcing, and you want to make sure that you leave yourself enough room so that the car will make it down the next double. So you jump up here, you can see, you may or may not be able to see from the camera right now, but there's a ton of divots. I mean, it looks like a golf course over here from all the lawn dart action that's going on, because a lot of guys, even though they try to land the cars a little bit nose down, they just overdo it a little bit. So you come up here, and the guys that have really got their stuff on point, their motor game is strong, their battery game is strong, you'll see them hug the curb, and they can still pop down this little double, this little step down double. But for the guys that aren't, and for the safer route, you'll see them round the corner 2 or 3 feet off the curb, and then boom, they're over this double and down and away. These are what our team has collectively started to call the fingers coming up here. They're basically 2 little speed bumps, and they can be make or break for a fast lap. Our team manager, Greg Hodapp, has actually found a way to double through these when his car is lined up and the speed is absolutely perfect, but the cost for missing it is insane. So I don't know, you may see some kamikaze last lap attempts right here because there's so much time to be made up, but for the most part, everybody just double bounces through. Right here, of course, good old double-double. It's not super hard, but you will see guys from time to time case some of these, and you don't want to crash in the middle of this rhythm section of this double-double because no marshal wants to run out here and start grabbing people when there's guys jumping through. All right, the second double. The biggest mistake I made in practice was I kept landing on the inside, and you really have to get the car to change direction a lot in a very short distance right here. It seems like the sweet spot is somewhere around where I'm standing, because you can land the car and get it arcing really cleanly through this corner. And there's a little bit there's like a safety net. If you're right here and you turn in early, the car's for sure crashing. But if you're out here and you turn in, you can at least kind of steer out of the corner if you need to. Through this little chicane, and then the triple. I thought this would be make or break, but for two-wheel, it's turned out not so much to be the case. I've seen a few cars make this triple from the outside right here, but very, very few. Four-wheel 13.5 buggy, that's a different story. There are guys, Matt Olson in particular and one other guy, seem to be able to make it from the inside, and that's above my buggy's capabilities. So we'll see how it plays out. I think if you're out by yourself and you want to go wide, there's some time to be made up right here. But the safe bet for a 5-minute qualifier or a 10-minute A main is definitely going to be a double single through. So once you either land the triple or double single and jump out here to the corner, smooth little right hand roundabout into this tight little left-hander, little double, and then one last rhythm section, getting onto the straightaway. This looks probably easier than it is, and I'll tell you why. If you jump on the inside, this is all pretty easy. It's not hard to make, and it's really easy to make with a four-wheel buggy. But if you're middle of this lane out, the distance and height goes up so much that my two-wheel buggy will not make it out here. Even if I downside perfectly, full pull, it won't make it out here. So if you catch yourself out here on the outside of the lane, you better start aiming back for the inside of the inside of the straightaway. And that's it. Down the hill onto the straight and hammer down for a lap. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a quick walk with me to see exactly what the layout is like, kind of some of the intricacies, and it's time to go racing. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Looks like Daddy hitting around Miller. Stay at Jordan Louisville. Cody, Jake, and Blake. Then it's Jake there. Winning Miller in the top spot, one right there. Watching the top spot around the track, trying to get himself in there. 3 down to 7 minutes remaining. So here we go. It really looks like Jake Nail's starting to catch up. Leaving down the straight, here comes the 2 spot on the line. This time around, it's 2.9 seconds between them. Then it's Blake, then it's Jackie, then it's Nick. Moving up to the everybody almost single in there. From just about everyone in 4-wheel triple, just about everybody in 2-wheel drive going for the double single. And hopping it off that third one, down at the curve there. 2.9 laps, I look at that time around 2.8. But 10 here, 10 there, and you go to the same place.
When it's 5 after 8 and everybody's laying around in the hotel room waiting to go racing.
Hey, what are you doing? Are you taping this guy to the pole?
That sucks.
That's initiation, huh?
Oh, man. Oh, don't record this. Hey, we What are you doing?
My buggy feels so good.
Hey, how are they though? For real?
Kyle.